So I'm with Dave from the Ukulele Orchestra of Great Britain.
Hello there.
And we are... Oh, that's great. And we're backstage at Wickham Festival at the moment, which I believe you've played before in some form.
Yeah, I think we have. We've played a lot of places. You might be able to hear Dick Gochen behind me. There you go. Yes, we have played a lot of places. I've noticed that if you do something for 10 years, then you're experienced. But if you do it for 20 years, you're not twice as experienced, you're just old.
Oh, right, okay.
I think the Wickham Festival site has got a lot of potential. The fact that it's muddy shouldn't be a surprise.
No.
And as long as you've got enough people to push the cars at 12 o'clock tonight, that's fine. If you haven't, it's not fine.
Mm. Obviously, Wickham is quite a kind of local-based festival. We're getting more and more people coming along from a wider audience. But would you agree, or do you believe that there's a good importance for these local events?
I think the idea of the rock festival has become a commonplace family event now, which is generally a good thing.
Yeah.
I noticed that most folk festivals, when you look at the categories of music on, they say blah, blah, folk festival, and then they go rock and roll, reggae, folk, blues. You know, folk has become a subsection of folk, which itself just sort of means quite. I think that's great. I think. Well, I do know. Do you know the song "Rock Around the Clock"?
Yeah.
Well, you're not allowed to, are you? Just as the culture has spread, it's all been completely dumbed down, and I don't believe there's anywhere that you can go and listen to live music at 5 o'clock in the morning, except for a private party. And of course, it's a bit like Elvis Presley. They give him everything, but take the one thing away that was free.
Yeah.
That can't kill the spirit. But no, it's fine. It's a very nice festival. I say it depends on how good your people are at getting people off the
pushing
site.
their cars out, yeah. But the origins of the orchestra was it Leeds?
That's one of the half truths.
Right.
No, indeed, and indeed, it was Ricky and the Kaiser Chiefs when they come from Leeds, and we did the thing with them, and they were very proud of that. Yes, some of us were students in Leeds in the 1970s. And roughly, I mean, different people have different responses. People say, "Where'd you come from?" And some people say it was just a bit of fun. But actually, we were all performance artist musicians, and we'd had punk, and we'd smashed up the system, and all we ended up with was Mrs. Thatcher. So what do you do after that? And so this is sort of like post-punk deconstructivism. To actually be it's harking back after sort of rock and roll. Sort of cabaret became fashionable, didn't it, in the 80s, and solidarity, and so the Ukes has a touch of that. It's the touch of the Jarrow, you know, as well as, you know, cabaret and Berlin decadence. You know, it's a bit of both.
And was it always sort of set? You're known for a lot of your covers, obviously. Was it always set to be sort of this cover band? Do you have your own things in there?
We do have our own stuff in there. You know, we squeeze a few through. Yes, it was always a cover band, but almost by default, in the sense that often when it started, we were doing sort of interesting stuff and sort of like the typical ukulele music. That was certainly something that was fairly new to me. To play chords that go like rock and roll goes like this. But the chord sequences here, you've got the extra sevenths, so they go. So those sort of things it was new to me when I came to this sort of music. But also when I started playing Born to Be Wild on the ukulele in 1987, it was a new idea. And also we started mashing up songs together then, which again was a new idea. Now every festival has probably got a German umpire band playing the hits of Queen, and that's not strange at all. But I suppose the difference between the ukes and most people is that although we play ukes, we don't play in a traditional uke style.
No.
All the time.
Yeah.
Sometimes we do.
Yeah, was it a conscious step away from that?
I think it was obviously they are quaint. We are performance artists. People mistake us for ukulele enthusiasts.
Right.
It's definitely it's because the ukulele only had the repertoire. It was George Formby or nothing, roughly, and in America and Japan it's Hawaiian or nothing, and so it was something that, again, in the 29 years that we've been playing together, 29. In all that time, the uke has changed. When we first started, they weren't that common. The only people who had them were people into, George Formby or maybe Hawaiian or something. People didn't know what they were. The young people didn't know anything, and now it's an ordinary instrument. It's not really funny anymore. They're just ordinary. Everyone's got a ukulele, and with the advent of the sort of modern, mid-range ukuleles, that's made a big difference. And we are very proud to say that it's something to do with us, we would think, in general.
Oh, I should say so.
I mean, it is something to do with us. So there you go.
Will you'll be on stage, as we're talking now, in another sort of half hour or so.
Will I?
Yeah. Is there still tracks that you're particularly looking forward to playing when you're going out there?
Well, with my usual flippancy, when people ask me what's my favourite track, I say it's the last one. The last one. Then I can retire. So I can't even retire to the bar because I'm not going to drive to London after that.
So after the show tonight, I believe you've just returned from Germany, have you?
Yeah.
Where to next? You more around Europe again?
It's Uppsala in a couple of weeks' time.
Mm-hmm. What's your reception like across Europe in particular?
Here's a good example. Our reception is the same all over the world, which is good. There are a few people who don't do irony. Children don't do irony. They take things at face value. Not everyone in Yorkshire doesn't do irony. They sometimes say, that's quite good if you like music. But it is roughly the same. The audience is the same global rock and roll liberal culture.
Okay. Off on the world, around the world soon with UK Orchestra. But of course, tonight it's Wickham, and I'm sure it will go very well for you. Mm-hmm. And all the best for what's coming up.